mention there too. But there's also another guy who does it, who will do this, to use a cliche, I can't think of a better one, going down the rabbit hole of conspiracy stuff, playing around with the logic that almost feels like a mathematical thing or a pure philosophical thing or a angels dancing on the head of a pin thing. And there's a quality that you have learned that my daughter has learned indirectly, I think, from you, through other people doing this, of there is a playful space where we discuss how we share reality that is happening in the conspiracy theory art form. And the conspiracy theory art form is now seen to me to be more like rap or rock and roll. It's just a form where you play around with this kind of thing. And I am so literal minded, so verbal minded, you know. Vaudeville is easy for me to stow. You know, exactly. But just funk is hard for me. And it's the same kind of thing here. It's real easy for me to say we are doing
what the fuck?
Old-fashioned scientific
Bruh.
query in the same way as falsifiable. But there is something happening in our thinking that's really interesting that I had to have my daughter explain to me and the New York Times after I already knew you and watched it.
Oh, the clock.
You've always been a champion of science and reason, right? And conspiracy theories, for the most part, fly in the face of science. And nobody wants to be a fool. There is, but it's tricky. And people don't want to be a fool. Well, I'm a professional fool. I don't mind being a fool. And, being self-deprecating and being a moron is part of being a comic. It's fun. The conspiracy theory world went south for me when I did a television show.
Right.
I did that Joe Rogan Questions Everything show, and I spent 6-7 months doing this show, and at the end of it, I was like, okay, I get it. This is a bunch of unfuckable white guys. That's what it really is. That's what I decided. I had a bit about it. I said, you want to...
Fuck, Wally, that's your fault.
Black people. You're more likely to find Bigfoot than you are black guys looking for Bigfoot. There's a bunch of unfuckable white dudes out camping and listening to...
I just gave up a fucking 3 trying to answer you.
You're wrapped up in this idea that there's a mystery, and there's something, it's a thing, a quality about human beings where we want to uncover secrets. We want to be the person that finds out the truth, because then your miserable, shitty fucking life, now, the fucking aliens are real, man. They're here.
And aha.
The fucking foul is crazy, dog.
Is that feeling?
Oh my god, I'm talking to a gangster?
And we see this all the time.
I'm talking to a thug?
You know, Sherlock Holmes.
I'm talking to a real G? Now I'm gonna rim you on your ass the rest of the game. You don't want me to dunk? Now I'm gonna do is dunk. I know. Because you don't like it. I know. I know. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do. If you playing me at the 3, fam, why would I try to force a 3 when you playing me at the 3? It's logic. It's logic.
His real name is Clarence.
It's logic, my boy. Now prove to me you don't want to guard that 3. I'll shoot it just like I shot it right there. This guy's a gangster. His real name is Clarence. Hey, you from Florida, right? I know you from Florida. Nigga said like that.
clamped.
Oh, that's tough. Oh my lord. Holy. That was a good shot. You're not like that. He just makes the rim run way too easy, bro. Yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I do suck. That's the funny shit, bro. Imagine you losing to a nigga that suck, bro. Because you playing me too high up, bro. You gotta play in between, bro. Look how I'm playing you. By the free throw. I'm going up, I'm moving back, I'm going up, I'm moving back. You're not doing that. Look. You see where you playing? How the fuck can you guard the rim run? You playing at the 3-point line. Man, listen. Let me guard you at the 3-point line. Look what happened. I mean, you still get clamped because you ass, but come here. Give me a second. Give me a second with you. Come here. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. Come here. Let me talk to you. Oh, I'm ass. You right, bro. You right.
Finish him.
I know, bro. But look. Respectfully, get the fuck off the court. Light sign up, man. Think about that. Bumbleclot. Hey, you from Florida, right? Keep wrestling Gators, nigga. 2K for you.
With all these, but there is a feeling that
You just another Vic, my boy.
this hour,
But I might have to do it to him. Nah, GG's though, bro. Respect. Spike bitch ass nigga, boy. Nah, he was playing me mad high, bro. I had to rim run. I couldn't shoot the ball on that nigga.
playing around with what we feel about the government, other people, stuff like that, and you're playing around with all of that in kind of a semi-safe zone. And even watching you just do it here, where you bang out that stuff and say, this is the stuff I question, what's coming out of that poetic
is people just want to think that it's real. They want to think it's real so bad that they're not looking at it completely objectively. If it is real, we got to know for sure. Welcome to Watch Mojo. Today we're counting down our picks.
No, that's not what I clicked, bruh.
Aliens with the fiction. I don't like that. I don't like much larger.
There are bad things that look like elves that have horns, where they show you what they really are. And there are good things, but they
Are Area 51 and UFOs and flying saucers. And flying saucers.
Not
Area 51 and flying saucers. I first heard your story decades ago. I told you last night when we went out to dinner, I've seen pretty much every interview you've ever given. I've followed the story incredibly closely. But for people who don't know the story, let's give them the bullet points. You used to work at Area 51. Area 51, you got you let like, huh?
Well, we want to be accurate. Okay. Area S4.
S4. Okay.
It's about 15 miles south of Area 51.
Okay. You worked
Yo, I'm fucking dirt, bro.
How would you describe it?
I guess within the Area 51 compound, you can call
Oh,
that
good
a
move.
center.
Should have
And
seen
you
that
got
coming.
that job. Before that, you were working.
Before that, I had worked at Los Alamos
Right.
National Labs.
And you were involved in what kind of work?
Nuclear weapon development, physics. I mean, they do everything there.
So
Fucking
how did
mix.
they approach you to say, hey, Bob, why don't you come on out to the Nevada desert?
Well,
If you ain't vamping, you ain't vamping. Wait, what is it? If you sleep, you ain't vamping, right?
At that time, it was 1982. I put a jet engine in my Honda, and Los Alamos put it on the front page of the paper. It said, Los Alamos man, physicist at the lab, built this 200-mile-an-hour Honda jet car that I drove to work every day. So I was known in Los Alamos as the guy with the weird car that could hear it
Who'd have thought?
a mile away. Anyway, the day that came out on the front page of the paper was the day Edward Teller, the father of the
No! Good foul. Good fucking foul, boy.
down there at the lab. And we didn't have much going on that day in our group, and I asked if I could go down there. And I went down there early, and Ed Teller was outside, leaning on a brick wall there and reading the front page of the paper. Now, this is a guy out of history, so I introduced myself. Hey, I'm the guy you're reading about there. And we talked for a little while.
Look at this bomba clad.
Fast forward to years later, I moved out to Las Vegas and had, left Los Alamos and, went on to other things. And I wanted to get back into the scientific community. I left to start other businesses and that sort of thing. So I sent
I
things
missed.
out, and one of them went out to Ed Teller.
I
In
missed.
reference to our meeting.
It's not me, it's the theater.
Back
I just said it early.
And anyway, he remembered me and gave me a reference, somebody to contact at EG&G. And that's pretty much how it started.
So you get a phone call or a letter? What do you get?
Well, I got what did I get? I got a letter initially, and went down for an interview probably a couple times, and it was down at EG&G Special Projects, which was at McCarran Airport at that time, out in Las Vegas.
And did they give you any sort of job description, what you were applying for?
They said it was for, I can't remember exactly what they did. This was a long time ago, but I think it was advanced propulsion or something like that. Something relatively generic, and they said it's in a remote area. It's going to be some days on, some days off, and it was kind of not exactly a full-time job, but you might have to be out there for 2 weeks at a time and take 2 weeks off. So it was kind of the work schedule would be kind of broken up.
And did this seem attractive to you? Did it seem weird?
No, it really wasn't weird because people that work at the test site, anybody that's familiar with the area up there, working at the nuclear test site or the Tonopah test range.
Quick little stop.
That's typically how things go.
So you had known about it from the scientific community? Because in Area 51 at that time was...
No, they didn't say anything about Area 51.
Okay, so they
just said it was in a remote location, and you just know it was up at the test site.
Right.
So, but there was no mention of Area 51 at that time.
So they've done hundreds of nuclear tests in Nevada, that whole area there's giant chunks of Nevada.
Yeah, there's a big piece of Nevada, and it's split up into different areas. There's a nuclear test site. There's Area 51. There's the Tonopah test range north of that. There's little sub-areas. There's areas where they test chemical weapons and things like that. So it's all broken up as a gigantic test area.
So take me back to first day on the job. You accept the job. We'll take you.
GG's, bro.
Yeah. It's, the first day, I didn't really get to see a whole lot. The first day was essentially just paperwork. That's when I flew into Area 51 proper. And I left McCarran Airport and flew what they call the Janet flights. Passenger plane from Las Vegas to Area 51. And it was really just going through mountain of paperwork that day. From security clearances to it was like 2 or 3 hours of solid paperwork, and that was really an uneventful first day.
When did things get weird? When did you realize? Like, at what point in time did you say, "Hey, this is not normal work. Like, this doesn't even seem like it's from this planet"?
That I can't tell you what day that occurred on because so much time has gone by. The days have kind of fused into one, and I can't separate the days.
Was it a slow burn, or was there a moment of recognition?
Well, the first inkling I had was when I came in. There's this facility that is at S4. It's in the side of a mountain, and normally we had pulled in with the bus and gone around the front through a normal double door. This time that I went in, there were hangar doors open. I went in through the hangar door, and in the hangar door was the disc, flying saucer that I worked on. I saw it sitting there, and we walked by it. It had a little American flag stuck on the side, and I thought, oh my God, this finally explains all the flying saucer stories. This is just an advanced fighter, and this is fucking hilarious.
Right.
So I went by, I slid my hand alongside it. I got reprimanded immediately for touching the thing. And there was a guy, armed guard, who said, keep your eyes forward and your hands at your side and just walk in the door. So that was the first time I had seen anything that was weird. It was sometime later that I was introduced to my lab partner, Barry. And we had some of the subcomponents of the craft in the lab. And Barry was very anxious to get a new lab partner. So he was very talkative and couldn't wait to show me different things. And it was in the demonstration of the reactor working where it caught my attention to where this is technology that doesn't even exist.
Oh.
So, I mean, that was the first time I knew that this is really something different.
What was it? What was it? What was it about this reactor that made you think it didn't exist? Technologically.
Well, it was I actually have to back up because there were some briefings that I read before that certainly gave me the impression that this was going to be a weird job, but this was the first hands-on thing. This was a small reactor about the size of a hemisphere, about the size of a basketball, on a metal plate, and when it was running, it produced a gravitational field of its own. Now, this is something that we can't do. We can't produce any gravity. The only way
bitch, man.
But there's no machine.
What the fuck did I go right for? Like,
you can turn on an electromagnet and it makes a magnetic field. We can't make a gravitational field. Anyway, this device was producing that. And Barry said, almost like he was bragging, go ahead, try and touch the sphere. And I couldn't. It pushed my hands away, just like two light poles of a magnet. So that was.
So like when you take two magnets and try to press them together.
Yeah, you have that. Yeah, that kind of cushion feeling. You can't get them together. The closer you put them, the more they push.
And you felt that physically
with my hand. Yeah. Now there's nothing that does that, and that immediately caught my attention. Going, wow, this is something else.
What was your thought when you knew that there was nothing that you were aware of that could produce?
Then that connected me to the briefings that I read on the first day at S4 was that everything that I had read was apparently accurate.
What were you reading?
It was kind
who
of
is this?
This project was to
Him? Is that you?
the alien craft, and specifically it was to try and back engineer and see if we can duplicate the technology with available materials. Now,
Him?
to do this, they
Is that
split
you?
the project into many different
Fuck.
pieces for several reasons. They do this in all classified things.
That's you, him?
Nobody has the complete story, but they compartmentalize.
Him? Is that you? Nah, I don't think it's him, bro.
So what briefings they
It
gave
can't be him.
1 or 2 page overview of some of the other projects that were going on.
I'm about to find out if it's him in a second, bro.
The only reason they do that is just in case what you're working on is
You ain't gonna jump?
connected intimately in some way that we
Fucking shot clock, bro.
their existence. So, again, everything from metallurgy,
I'm starting to think he did that move by
Potential
mistake,
craft.
bro.
These were all, you know, essentially very short briefings.
If you could do that move again,
Power and propulsion. And it made it very clear that what I read was accurate.
So when you're reading that, before you actually saw the reactor, what were your thoughts on what they were describing? If you knew that something like that didn't exist, and they're describing it in the briefings, what did you think you were going to see?
I didn't know at the time. I mean, I was reading, I thought, is this some kind of test?
See if you're crazy.
nah, he did that shit by mistake, bro.
You know, a lot of times they'll take real high security jobs.
I done some shit by mistake.
No!
No! Menage!
If for someone was to leak it out, they would carry that information along and know where it came from. So I read through the documents, but, you know, I didn't know if this was part of some kind of test or what. Or was it potentially realistic? I mean, I really didn't consider it being all that possible as far as being...
Oh, shit!
How did they turn it on?
Holy.
The reactor can be turned
Come on, me. That was mad. Yo, that shot clock, though.
The way Barry showed me, the hemisphere...
Hell no.
There's a small tower in the middle. When you put the hemisphere on
Hell
the
no.
reactor...
Hell no. No, no, no.
It's load sensing. So if there's no load on the reactor at all, it shuts down. When there's a load present on it, it starts up again.
Load meaning?
You can consider it an electrical load. So, although it doesn't necessarily...
I knew he did that shit by mistake. He's not him. Don't panic, y'all. It's not him.
They just have to be in the
I thought it was him for a second, bro. Oh my god, it might be him!
This stuff is borderline magic. And that's essentially where we left it, you know, when I left the project.
So, there was no progress.
There was some progress.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Clip this game and go back to that one play you did and figure out what the fuck you did there and apply that to your life.
That they've had for a long time. And, you know, I was replacing somebody that Barry worked with prior to me. And I think there was some horrific accident that I didn't have a whole lot of information on, but, you know, Barry alluded to that.
A horrific accident, like where someone died, or?
Yeah, where somebody died.
Because they were trying to tamper with things or figure out how something worked?
Yeah, the reactor in particular.
But yet he let you touch
GG's, my boy. Like I said, go back to that fucking play, figure that shit out. It's like when Goku went Ultra Instinct for a little bit, but quite didn't figure it out. It's like, that's what you did right there, bro. There you go. All right, I got you. Nah, but you had me hype with that move, though, bro. Nah, but you had me mad hype with that move, though, bro. I thought you was like, that's how you had me, bro. That's the kind of energy you gave me with that one move, bro. GG's. You him.
At one time, and only one time, the bay doors between the hangars were all open, and I could see all the way through.
And were they all exactly the same?
No, they were all different. Different shapes? Yeah.
Fool was probably slap ass controller trying to get that done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, did anyone make any attempt to explain or to tell you where they came from?
No one is the least bit interested in letting everybody know all the facts. They want to give you the minimum information that's necessary to complete your task. So you're not getting the story of where they came from. You're not getting the story of how much progress other people are making. You just focus on the small component.
But they gave you some indication that they've been working on this for a while?
Yeah.
When do you think they acquired this?
I really couldn't say. I think they've been around for a while.
So they bring you into this room. You see this reactor working. You realize this is nothing that, as far as like the scientific community at the current time, has the ability to create.
We still don't.
what is your life like from that moment on? Is that where everything changes? Because I would imagine the moment you actually make contact with something that's extraterrestrial, whether it's an object or a being, something
Slightly
that
early
you
is
should
crazy.
absolutely be certain it's not from here. Your whole paradigm, the whole world you live in, is now a different place.
Well, this is the only time it became exciting. You know, the rest of the time it was really an ominous feeling being at work. But at that time, it was exciting. I mean, now I knew we were on the absolute beyond the cutting edge of science, and I was so absolutely excited to be there every single time I was. You know, this was a fantastic opportunity, and however, in short order, it began to concern me. We really have no idea what we're talking about, and the excitement kind of turned to dread at some point, because the amount of power we're dealing with is astronomical. I mean, to affect gravity, to produce the effects like this equipment does, takes huge amounts of power. And I've given the example before of, you know, taking a small portable nuclear reactor and, you know, putting it back into Victorian times, you know, with the scientists at the time, and just dropping it in a room and come and look at it and see that it's producing power and wonder how it works. So they start taking it apart.
Goddamn.
As soon as they get some of the shielding off, people are going to drop dead because of the radiation inside.
He about to break his controller.
People have no idea that radiation even exists back then. But
What? I'm about to break my controller. What the fuck? I jumped up at that shit too, bro.
There's no reason that exact scenario couldn't happen with what we're dealing with. We have no idea how the physics operate within this thing. The power levels are, like I said, astronomical. Like, it's incredibly dangerous to tinker with something like that. And, you know, in some respects, we were guinea pigs, just trying to find out how to make this thing.
So it had a series, as far as you surmised, they had a series of different scientists try to back engineer this thing. They try to figure out what this thing was, and they would bring in new people and like, let's throw a bomb.
Yeah. And I don't know how many, but I knew there was certainly one before me, and I knew he died during the analysis of the reactor itself.
And you don't know how many have worked on it. No one gave.
This could have been there for 50 years. It could have been there for 5 years.
But they're giving you instructions. What are they saying? Like, when they're giving you directions, showing you all the stuff. What are they saying? What specifically? What are they asking?
Well, essentially what they ask is what I said. We are just to gather as much information as possible, find out how it operates, and see if we can duplicate it. So,
but they
I was
never
really...
What is he good for?
Questions about where it's from.
Well, if the information in the briefings was accurate, now, what I do have to say is the information that pertained directly to the reactor was accurate. What I read did jive with reality.
In terms of how?
In terms of how it was made, what we saw, how it operated, the materials that were turned on, and what was discovered about it. I'm sorry, the migraine is really making it hard for me to think.
Absolutely nothing.
We talked that before the podcast. I'm very stressed out by this, which is one of the reasons why I appreciate you doing this.
Where was I already?
We're talking about
right, so there was some paperwork that indicated that this was from the Zeta Reticuli star system. Now, how they obtained that...
Hold on, that's an AI.
The slightest idea.
Yep, I knew that was an AI. I'm like, this nigga is sticking me like white on rice. Food quit. I ain't even peep.
So there was no other information about it other than that's supposedly where the craft came from. Now, is that true? I don't know. I have no way of verifying that. But that was printed in the same materials that referenced the reactor. Now, I looked that stuff up when I went home. And Zeta Reticuli is a binary star. Two stars that orbit one another. GG's. About 30 some odd light years away.
Double G for the vibe.
Information I have about that. I don't know how they found out
Click.
came from there.
And you also probably have some suspicions that they give you some disinformation like
Shit,
we talked
shit.
about before.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if you ever decided to talk about this, they added a bunch of nonsense to make whatever is factual look ridiculous.
right. Or be able to trace it down. Like, okay, this fax came out.
Niggas be feeling hopeless when they backing up like that.
Reticuli, so they knew.
No, and I got just like the whole court to myself.
Is this?
I mean, it
Post on the
sucks
line
that
about great
I lost my
versus some
dribble.
good offload.
You're like, why did I sign up for this?
No, it wouldn't have to me. This was cool. I was just excited to be out.
Motherfuckers be falling back like,
Give
no.
them this is awesome.
How old are you at the time?
It'd be better if I could dribble.
Yeah, so you probably totally geeked out.
Oh yeah, this was great. I mean, I was excited. So I didn't care. I'm reading through everything, and
So you read through all the Zeta Reticuli thing, but then when you see the actual starship with the little American flag sticker on it.
well, that was
Is that later or before?
that was before.
So before. So you see the thing before, and you say, oh, this is
Wait,
American.
what's that before?
Hard.
Yeah, I can't.
Either way, doesn't matter.
The days have fused together. It's so hard to separate what happened in each.
Remember the thought process when you read that it's from Zeta Reticuli?
Yeah,
My nigga, did you just get this game today?
It was bullshit? You just realized
now I don't.
Bro, you got this game today and came out to the 1v1 courts. You deserve this ass whooping. You deserve this ass whooping. Look, this is how you gotta do it. You gotta press the start button, then press triangle, then go to yes.
I mean, because when I read it, I hadn't verified anything, and this is just stuff.
Right.
Crazy information. Like I said, finally went into Barry and experience with what they were talking about. It's on a completely different meaning.
So there's a place that's almost like half basketball, and when it's
Oh my god, bro.
what is gravity? The concept of gravity. Most people's gravity brings them towards.
Right. Well, I guess you would say anti-gravity. It's gravity.
Yo, go follow my TikTok, bro. It's my name. Go follow my TikTok. It's my
Do you
name.
have any understanding about what could possibly cause this effect? Do they have any areas where they'd like you to look into?
No, they knew there was a fuse, and they were proficient at making. And
Oh,
again,
alright. Now I'm gonna play lockdown defense on your ass.
motorcycle off.
Now I'm gonna have to clamp your ass.
You know, somebody's place. Eventually,
Nah, you made that three. I'm gonna have to clamp you up now.
they become proficient at writing it. But they won't be able to understand.
I don't want peace. I want problems. 52%? Come on, bruh.
Played around with parts long enough before I got there, where they could make the reactor operate, take the fuel out, and know that it makes it work. How exactly what's going on in the reactor made this time. I think we made some.
If you make another shot, I'ma quit and you win, bro.
Outside, but I don't think anybody really knew. Just well, we came up with a bunch of.
Alright, so if you make another shot, I won't quit. I will let you rim run and win.
And the square base of it.
Yes, it has to be a 3.
Like the second, just a small particle accelerators.
Oh, I'm gonna guard you. What you think? I'm gonna give you a free 3?
I think the one does that.
Oh shit, the clock.
Something that wasn't on the charts.
When did
You
it
gotta
become
get yourself open, bro. You can't just shoot from right there.
I don't remember.
Germany, I think, was one of the first countries. It's nothing, right? Later, it was more times it gets complicated, then they give it points period.
So they played stuff in 1982.
Yeah, well, we
Not
kind of.
1982.
Years.
It was 88, 89 when it was there. 82 is when I they didn't tell me about it. One of the things that this group came up with. The
So this element 115 was the fuel.
yeah, it was
Yo, TikTok, that guy Eternal.
The world will forgive you for having a migraine. Can I just
it's really
say
hard to
one
think
thing?
through this.
Can I
Just give
just-
me a minute.
Just give you more.
I just want to say one. Yeah, definitely. I was going to say one thing. You know, Bob, for the last 30 years, people have just been on the attack on Bob. You know, getting to know him, the personal.
Did your
effects on
mama
his
teach
life.
you
It's
don't play
really
with
hard
your
to
food?
understand unless you meet his family and his wife. I mean,
He deserved every single second of that ass
we
whipping.
just have to talk.
Yeah, we should explain that. You and I had this conversation. We had this conversation, and I said, I have to talk to him. The documentaries, there's been detractors, there's been a bunch of people that called bullshit on many of the things that you said, but over time, many of the things that you talked about, even in the 80s, have proven to be true. Things that people said were not true were proven to be true. Element 115 was one of them. Right?
Right. Element 115, the fuel they had, was stable. In other words, it didn't decay. It wasn't emitting radioactivity. When they synthesized the 2 or 3 atoms of the 115, it did decay, and it was not a stable element. So they're kind of two different things. But this is kind of typical. Elements always have, or pretty much always have, stable isotopes and unstable isotopes. Cesium has like 30 unstable isotopes to it. So, hydrogen, for example, you're familiar with hydrogen gas. It's stable. It's not radioactive. But there's also 2 other types of hydrogen, deuterium and tritium. And deuterium isn't radioactive. It's another stable isotope of hydrogen. But tritium is radioactive. Now, they're all hydrogen, but they just have different amounts of neutrons. So it's the same thing with other elements and element 115. Depending on the amount of neutrons it has.
Get in front, fool. Get in front.
It's 115. They will continue to take
Or not.
or experiment and try and make 115 at different isotopes, and I'm sure eventually they'll come up with a stable version. But it's the stable version that has the properties that we're talking about.
So they somehow or another had acquired a stable version. They say that the stable version had come with this craft.
Yeah, it absolutely came with the craft, yeah.
So at the time, you having a firm knowledge of the periodic chart, knowing what was real and what wasn't real, what was your reaction to having this stable element?
Oh my Lord Jesus, take the wheel, bro.
Right.
I mean,
Need to go to rebound classes.
I did get a chance to look inside the craft on only one occasion, and this was important because where the reactor sat might have been critical to how it operated, since everything operates without any interconnections. The placement of components might be critical. So they allowed me to go inside and
Somebody look at this.
Look at it. Again, I forgot where the hell I am.
So you're going into this craft, and what are you thinking when you're inside of it? What do you see?
Hey.
It's,
I give classes every 32nd of the month.
It's a very ominous feeling because there are no. First of all, everything is one color. It's
Oh
like a
shit.
computer
Come
color,
on.
and there are no right angles anywhere. It's as if somebody took. I've said this before.
I'm beating myself, bro.
And fashioned it out of wax, and then heated it just for a short time, so everything melted. Everything looks like it's fused together. Everything has a radius of curvature.
There you go. Gotta look for the ball.
Items meet. It's a really weird looking thing, but there was almost nothing other than a small foldable hatchway that looked recognizable. Everything was really unworldly, to pick a way to describe.
Look for the ball.
So you get inside this thing, and it's designed for something that's much smaller than you.
Yeah, you can't really stand up till you get to the very center of it.
And how tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
Come on, bro.
I'd say something close to half.
I should have just took the 2.
So these little 3-foot tallish creatures.
This nigga ran down there in half
The
court.
seats were small too. I mean, obviously it was made for something small. But there is no, like, there's nothing else in there. There's
Come
just
on, I
seats.
got the right way. I can't get the bump.
There's no control panels. There's no bathroom. There's
Alright,
no,
come on, redeem myself right there.
decorative components or artwork or anything that you would recognize or trim. I mean, it's just a very bare bones thing.
You're not seeing any screens.
I couldn't get the last hop back. That's
Well,
crazy.
there are archways around it that are part of the superstructure, and one of the archways can become transparent. When I was in there was another group working on one of the archways, and you could call
I'm
that
praying
a
for
screen,
my
more or
niggas.
less.
So through that archway, it would maintain this.
I ain't gonna lie. Not that kind of butt, my bro.
No, there's no estimate.
I can't get the butt. Yo, yeah, that's. No! Menage!
Yeah, I mean, no, that's not that impressive.
We good. We back. We bike.
You know,
We back.
Smart glass. So this is just, and I don't know if the craft is
We
made
back.
you know, advanced metal or a ceramic.
1-0.
The touch. So, you know, I would lean more towards
Menage! Fuck!
No, they work on the buddy system, so I can only exchange ideas and talk to Barry. Now this really interferes with science.
I knew it.
Science is based
I
on
knew it.
discussion, and ideally you get a bunch of guys together, exchange ideas, work on
There's no
problems,
way.
forward. But they're so over the top concerned about security, they split everything off, and everybody becomes stagnant.
Come on, me.
No. Makes it go so slow. I think they
That was a beautiful shot, bro.
Which is probably why they arrived at this bottleneck that they need to get this madman.
Hell no, you ain't like that.
Come in and see what he can do.
Look at this.
I think they wanted someone that thinks out of the box. Let's get this guy.
Look at this. Somebody look at this.
They might have done this 4 more times since, you know, up to the point in time today, assuming they're still working on this thing.
Come on.
And when
Come on.
you see the craft,
We grinding.
was there
We
any
grinding.
indication that there was an area that they would use to control it, pilot? Was there
Get plants. Get
was
plants.
there
Yo, that move is bailing you fucking out. That move is bailing you out every single trip.
The dead center of it, and then equidistant around there for 3 seats.
so there
And
was
that's all. There was a large, they're not console.
Come on, me.
Large rectangular.
We practice those. Come on, bro.
Equidistant.
I ain't got boosts. I promise you I ain't got boosts.
There's no buttons, there's no lights,
and they
I ain't got boosts.
everything is the same color.
No other explanation.
And directly underneath them, there's 3 levels in the craft.
I might have boosts. I might have boosts. I might have boosts. It's just me. I'm a
Those are
bum.
the gravity amplifiers, the big rectangular objects. Underneath them are the gravity emitters that look like.
Hell no. I'm stopping all that, bruh. Come on, bail out.
And then
Bail out.
the top layer.
Oh,
This is just my personal belief. I think that has to do
fucking flame on.
with navigation or their version of a computer with some cleaner panels, sensor panels around the craft that we would call portholes, but they're not portholes. They're just black areas. And I think that just
Let's
determines
get a stop. Let's get a stop.
position in space. But I physically was in the center section,
Get a stop.
and I stuck my torso in the the bottom section and hung upside down so I could see
You don't want to
the
shoot.
gravity amplifier.
You don't want to shoot. I know. I'm there. 80 interior.
It's I think it,
What the
I
fuck?
don't remember from being there, but after all this stuff was over, I had John Andrews, a guy from the Testers Model Corporation, and
I'm
we
done,
sat
bro.
down and tried to figure out from what I
Look how many
saw,
times I stopped this dude, bro. Nigga went 1 for 6 from 3.
and we came up
That's a
with 52 feet.
tough performance right there.
And I think that's a, you know, so I think that's a fair, a reasonable guess.
Now you said there's 9 of them, and you got a brief.
Stuck on fading, bro.
How were they different?
Oh, they looked completely different. One looked like I called it Jello mold, and it looked like a classic
Hell
Jello
no.
mold with the rippled sides to it. One was a very flat disc, you know, like a, I don't know, like a straw hat or something like that.
Look at
That was
this.
sitting up on its head.
Fuck my
The
life.
thin part of it looked like a projectile had been fired through the edge of it. So I don't know if they were attempting to see if the metal could be penetrated, or if something, or if that's where the thing came from. Maybe it was shot down. But that was the only one where I saw there was, you know, actual physical damage to it.
And that one was roughly the same size. They're all.
They were kind of too far away to tell.
Come on, rim run, nigga. You know you want to fucking close this shit out, nigga. No! You fucking bum!
I don't know. I could only assume.
What is this game? I'm on top of this nigga like a lion on a fucking deer, nigga. Like, ah.
Looking at this otherworldly craft,
Fuck.
your goal is to try to figure out how this thing functions. Your goal is to try to figure out how this reactor. I mean, it would imagine they would give you more time, just one day to check that out.
Oh, it wasn't one day.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Barry was there.
That's some bullshit.
Barry was sleeping there. I'm sure that isn't weird.
Don't
I mean,
talk
but the Tonopah tester
out there like that.
stealth fighters.
Your neighbors.
3 weeks on.
Your neighbors Bambiing them.
So, yeah, he acted like he's been a.
Oh, Lee, you gonna be eating deer steak one of these days, nigga. Them bitches in season. You gonna be like, baby, let me get the 9.
I wish I did. I kind of thought he was gonna.
I knew it. I knew it, yo, bro. I knew it.
And I think
I
took so
fucking
much
knew it,
flack
bro.
and so much shit for what went on. I think actually I wound up
Trying to tell you, I fucking knew it, bro.
That he became afraid of, you know, doing or saying anything after that.
So, what kind of reports did you have to give? Like, so you're not making much progress, right? You're just trying to figure out what this thing is, and it seems impossible. So,
Well, we didn't personally make them. I mean, we were always.
I fucking
there was
knew it,
never
bro.
A lot of information that we gained. The guy, you would call him our supervisor. His name was Dennis Mariani.
Whoever sat down and said, yo,
Military
let's make
guy,
it so
and he would routinely
this makes
call
you
me
shoot like greatness. And the second you don't have it, you're a fucking bum.
He would essentially relay information, anything we came up with, and he was our go-between. You know, where we presented him the information, and then he took
The bad dog told me.
data from everybody.
now, I assume you're working normal days, okay?
No,
No.
it was really weird that I would be only called in on certain times and certain days, and they would be weird hours too. Most of the time was later in the evening. I mean, I can get a call at 11 o'clock at night, and they'll say, you know, it's now 11 o'clock. By 11:45, you need to be at the McCarran terminal.
What in the Area 59 conspiracy
we'll
you
let you know
listening
when-
to?
when there's information.
That's my vibe right now.
There. If you're looking at this object, this reactor, you can't figure out.
Joe Rogan Experience, a podcast.
Other than the fact that it works with this element that we don't
Your
even know.
fucking face,
Sure, I mean,
nigga.
the thing was to
Fucking
what
Johnny
you do with-
Bravo in the face there. Nigga, Matt Brolly.
with anything. If you're trying to analyze it, all you can do is perform tests. And all we did is try and come up with every kind of test we possibly could. I mean, we tested.
What in the holy fucking...
It violated a lot of what we thought was impossible to violate.
Star Triangle down next.
First laws of thermodynamics. I mean, essentially,
Oh, I'm a
any
bum
machine
still.
or
What
device
boost?
that operates always makes extra heat. Nothing works at 100% efficient. Even the headphones you're wearing, anything that takes power, some of that power is going to be converted to heat, and it's just wasted. This didn't. I mean, we looked at, back then we had infrared cameras. They're different today, but back then you had to pour liquid nitrogen into the camera to cool the sensor down and get these infrared images you've seen. But it never got, no matter what the load was on the reactor, it never got above the ambient temperature, which is impossible. I mean, you're,
Look at this.
pulling out huge amounts of power, and nothing ever gets warm.
This nigga just took my whole fucking double takeaway. While he's still on blue, like, you don't deserve this.
From the emitters, the gravity wave itself, and saw what we could do with it and how it was focused. So we really spent all our time.
Are you dumb?
Just trying to see
You must be.
what the stuff can do and what we can control.
So you were seeing what it could do, but you couldn't ever figure out how it was doing it.
No, not really. I mean, we really could only use come up with a best guess. Now I can't say we really absolutely state for certainty how anything actually worked.
Now, how did you know at all how they were pirating it? Because they were doing some tests.
Oh, Lee, a fucking clock, yo.
This is what gets us deeper into your
Now,
story.
once did I think about that stupid ass fucking clock, bro?
I was out there for one test.
Look at that bullshit.
Right in
You won, bro. You won, bro.
With Barry in the lab, and Dennis came in and said, "We're about to run a test. Why don't you guys come out?" Or I think he said, "Barry, why don't you come out here and bring Bob with you?" We went out there, and the craft was already outside the hangar and was just preparing to lift off. Now, they were in communication with somebody in the craft.
So there was a person in the craft.
Yeah, there was certainly a person in there. Now, it's not a comfortable place to be in because it's small, so the guy has to be sitting on the floor in the middle, my best guess.
And this is the same specific craft that you worked on? Because that was the only craft that you worked on?
The only one that I touched and worked on. And it quietly lifted off the ground, which was incredibly impressive to see.
Quietly or silently?
Well, quietly, because it produced a little corona discharge from the bottom. A corona discharge is kind of a high voltage rush, little bluish glow discharge.
Team takeover on one-on-one is fucking insane.
By about 5 or 10 feet, maybe even
How, Sway? Somebody explain this shit to me, bro.
So it lifted off quietly and then it hovered silently, if you want to be specific.
Wow. So then what kind of maneuvers was it doing?
It took off, for that particular time, it took off, moved a little around to the left and right, and then sat back down. The craft itself, they communicated with it with a rig, because I saw the guy.
Oh, you gonna shoot, you bitch ass nigga? I say less.
A regular VHF radio to the person in the craft, and I even saw the frequency that was on the frequency counter of the.
Let me know, nigga. I'll come back down and be trying to dunk.
But what's weird is he shouldn't be able to communicate with the craft with a radio. The radio wave should bend around the craft. I mean, it shouldn't be possible. Every single thing about the craft and the way they operated didn't make any sense to us. I mean, that's something we talked about for a while after.
Why should the frequency bend around the craft?
Well, you really have to look at the way the gravity wave comes out of the craft. There's the reactor's in the center, and there's a waveguide that goes up to the top. There's actually a small appendage that sticks out at the top of the craft, and it produces a heart-shaped gravitational distortion around the craft. Now, if the craft is sitting in the air, and you walk underneath it and look up, you actually cannot see the craft. The light bends around it. You're bending gravity bends light. It bends radio waves. It shouldn't be possible to communicate with a craft that has an envelope around it that's distorting all forms of energy. But they were apparently in contact with it.
Somehow or another, through some unexplained way that they didn't bother explaining to you. So this thing gets up, it just does some very simple maneuvers, left, right, Did they discuss this with you? I mean, they said they wanted you to see it.
No, they just wanted, no, they didn't discuss anything with me. It sat down, we looked around for a bit, and Mary said, let's go back. We went back in the lab. All we got to do was see it. Yeah, fast forward,
Fucking
some
suck,
months
bro.
later,
Get off
I
this
did
game.
the test flight schedule of the craft. Now, they had times they had designated
Fucking Fall
performance
Guys,
test. This obviously was
Multiverse,
one that was a high
fucking
performance test.
Monopoly
The
Goes.
high
So much
performance
fucking
test
games that I
goes
could be
above
playing right now.
the mountain range, and they do much more radical moves with things. This is a prized item, and they're not doing anything like taking it out of the atmosphere or flying around to other countries or anything like that. They just play with this thing right over the
Diablo.
test site. But they were doing some radical things. And it was like,
Hey, listen. I fuck around and fuck around.
the amount of traffic in the surrounding areas on the highway.
I fuck around and go play some Diablo.
They told us that all the test flights occurred only on Wednesday because it would be the least chance that anyone would see what's going on.
Everybody sucking that game too, though.
Or the government had expanded the forbidden territory around Area 51 and Papoose Lake and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I think that occurred after my
Now I
story
need
came
you to
out.
hit
Then
legend.
people started going up on the mountaintops.
Nah, there's no way, bro.
Down into there.
I don't have it in me.
They kind of freaked out and then did the land grab and pushed everybody back. But yeah, I think all of that occurred long after. I'm scared that I.
Like, I'm already getting bored
So
as we
you
speak.
were working there, and while you're working there, you're under this crazy schedule. Forgive me for explaining your story, but you would get these phone calls. You would have to go.
Like, right now, it's nothing but bums, bro. But there's times where it's just like sweat after sweat after sweat after sweat. That shit just like,
Yeah,
ugh.
apparently so. Now I did
Takes
get
too
my
much.
permission to have, as part of the security clearance process, I gave written permission to have the phones monitored and things of that sort. So they weren't doing any covert stuff. They.
But this looked like the time to
with
get up.
Q clearance, which is civilian top secret clearance or military top secret clearance, they go talk to friends and places you've been. Make sure you're not connected to foreign countries, but monitoring your phone is nothing unusual. However, they insisted that you don't even talk to your loved one, to your partner, to your wife, whatever, about what's going on. So she was essentially in the dark and didn't know the phone was being monitored. Well, part of the security clearance is that not only do you not have any connections to foreign countries and are a maniac, but you have to have a stable home life too. Well, she started having an affair with a flight
Ooh.
instructor. Now, they were monitoring
Nigga,
the
wife was
phone.
cheating on that nigga.
Didn't. So they stopped me coming in, and their attitude at the time was, we need to see how this is going to play out, and if Lazar is going to get a little weird or anything. So let's just, hold him off from coming in and, see what happens.
And they explained this to you, what was happening?
Well, after the fact, yeah, because time kind of went on, and there were guys that were following me around, and I started getting a little concerned, going, well, shit, are they booting me out of the project? And if so, they're not just going to let me hang out at home and go get a new job knowing what I know. So as time went on, I started getting a little concerned, and I took my closest friends and just kind of got together, and I said, hey, remember that job I told you about? This is what's going on. And, you don't need to take my word for it. Wednesday night, we need to all go out here. I want to show you what's going on. So I took everybody, and we went out to, remember, since I had the test flight schedule, and went outside the base, out into the desert, and so everybody could see, one of the high-performance tests. And, it left quite an imprint on everybody, so they knew I wasn't.
This video of these tests, right?
Yeah, but remember, this is it's in the dark in the 80s with a big monster-sized camcorder, and you got, a bright light jumping around. But, yeah, I mean, we did video of it, but there's no, by today's standards, it's...
But is your video specifically available, the video that you took?
Yeah, well, George Knapp has it. Yeah.
it's.
Is it
I can
online?
do down.
Do you know?
I have no idea.
Jeremy?
Yeah, I show clips of it in my film. It's
Right.
it's online, and someone did a deep analysis of it. It was interesting just to take a look at how
Pull
it was
this microphone on too. Keep it about a face from your face.
to see how his video looks now. But as far as video evidence, I mean, we are talking 80s camcorders. The most important thing is the human story here. Everybody that he took up there on 3 separate occasions, they don't all like each other. They don't all talk. They all agree on one thing. They saw something that night at the exact point in time and space that Bob Lazar said. Remember, this is 17 miles south of Area 51. No one even knew really about Area 51. We're talking Papoose Lake, and they all agree. They saw something that night they had never seen before, and they've never seen since. Right when he said it. So that's one of like the.
It's not enough time to get jiggy, bro. 12 seconds on the clock don't give you enough time to do shit, bro.
Some things we can't get around, and there's about 5 or 6 of them. How did he know about
If Jamie wants to find that video right now, what would he look at?
Bob Lazar, UFO, S4, Area 51, just kind of like that. So it's like the S4 UFO video, Bob Lazar. The guy does an analysis, but you're not analyzing these 80s videos. From the very beginning, Bob never said, I have proof of my story and I'm going to tell the world. He said at the very beginning, I cannot prove my story. That's not why I'm telling this. George Knapp convinced him to tell people, and he lived through it. And I didn't believe it either until I talked with George.
Okay, so you film this test flight, one test flight, and then you get caught.
Actually, it was, I think, the 3rd time, because we went out there the first time. Everybody saw it. Everybody was amazed because it did some radical maneuvers, and everybody had a lot to say about it.
The maneuvers that I've seen the video. It doesn't. I don't think there's something we have now that does that.
No.
In terms of like a human piloted craft. I mean, I don't know, obviously, with the government.
No, it's impossible. Nothing can move like that. And remember, we didn't start filming from the very beginning. We were waiting for something, to happen. The craft took off, and it came flying at us, stopped, turned at a right angle, flew back, and then, after it did some, amazing stuff to get the camera, and then we started filming. So it doesn't have all of it on there. It just has some.
The way I describe it to my friends, and they said, what is it? I said, take a laser pointer and then have a wall and then move it around the wall. You know how it moves around the wall? It doesn't seem like it has anything to do with inertia or physics, or it's not impeded in any way by the atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
You're essentially separated from reality. As crazy as that sounds, with being in case it's in
Nigga, listening to this shit and smoking is.
This is how some of the recent sightings come in. David Fraser, I'm sure you've heard of the Tic Tac UFO. I mean, he describes exactly the thing operates exactly the way I was describing. That's why he was interested to talk to. But we saw this, and on the way home, it's like, hey, we got away with it. We should try it again the next test flight day. So this became a thing to do, and I think it was on the 3rd time that we got caught. I mean, we started becoming a little careless. I think we took a motorhome out there. And, I mean, it was like the stupidest thing you could possibly imagine.
Started tailgating.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And
again, you're in your 20s.
Yeah, and what was funny was we went out there, and my friend Gene Huff and I were leaning on the front of the vehicle, and just for some reason we just started talking shit. Like, well, I hope they realize that, I don't remember what we were saying, but, it's something about attacking the base or something along those lines and stealing the craft or something like that.
Something crazy.
And then about 20 feet in front of us, we see a little green light fall on the ground and roll to us. And unbeknownst to us, now it's pitch black, you can't see your hand in front of your face. There were a bunch of guards standing right out there, and they had a night vision scope where they were like from here to the wall looking at us, listening to us, and the guy dropped it, and the scope rolled over to us. You could see the green screen. We turned the lights on, and all these guys were there. So it was, yeah. So we did incredible stuff. I thought, as we should have.
So when they catch you and bring you in, then what happens?
Well, I went in for debriefing. The following day, I went to Indian Springs Air Force Base, which is kind of a defunct base that they used to use at the nuclear test site. And this is when they brought out the transcript of the phone call with my wife. And, you know, they sat me down and we said, you know, when we meant to keep the secret, we meant you can't tell your friends, right? You know, and it just being sarcastic and trying to. And then they got real serious. But this is where they, you know, took the transcript out and were reading me what my wife and, you know, our friend were talking about.
His wife or your ex-wife, my nigga? Because if she cheated on you and you stayed with her, it's a bitch-ass nigga.
What do they do with you? Why don't they arrest you?
I don't know. I don't know why. I'm not sure exactly if they knew what to do. But they did let me go that night. And I went home. And this is kind of when the most stressful part started.
Because you're realizing you're being monitored.
Yeah, now I know, not only am I being monitored, but now I know I'm in trouble. And it wasn't a short time after that I contacted, at that time, the only investigative reporter I had heard of in Las Vegas was George Knapp.
My goodness.
And, you know, told him some of the story, because I had no idea what was going to happen at that point.
So George Knapp tries to dissect your story, tries to find holes in it, tells it, puts it online, and makes everybody aware of it, and that's how I found it.
Yeah, to make a long story short.
What happens, what happens from there on? I mean, do they contact you and say, hey, Bob, it's probably a good idea if you shut up? Did they try to label you as crazy? Was there...
There were a lot of things that happened, between that point. I'm leaving.
Somebody look at this.
To fill in the story, we'd have to go back to Los Alamos and well, I really don't want to talk about that.
I guess bullshit.
Top secret weapons stuff that you were.
No, I'm talking about the 115. Well, I don't know. I have to think about how
What is the problem?
I don't want to get myself into more trouble by admitting something, so I just have to dance around a couple.
He was rated just during the filming of the movie.
Yeah, the movie's great, by the way.
Thanks, Joe.
And it's on Netflix right now if anybody wants to check it out. And if you're one of those people like me who, I've always loved the idea of UFOs, I became extremely weary talking to people who are UFO believers and UFO fanatics.
Oh, come on, bro.
Not just full of shit, they're childishly delirious. Like the way they talk about things. I mean, there's so many people that I'm in contact. They reach me in the night and they explain to me what we're doing to the ocean is wrong. Like, you're like, okay.
This is one of the reasons I didn't want to do the show. It's no joke. We've had people literally camp out on the front lawn, and in some ways I can relate to some of these people. Maybe some of them did really have some kind of experience or saw something, and all their friends think they're crazy. But hey, now there's this guy I heard on the radio, and at least he knows I'm not full of shit, so I got to talk to him. And so most of the correspondence I get are people trying to get a hold of me. Oh, Bob, you got to listen to me. I'm coming to talk to you. I'm driving from Oklahoma or whatever, but some of them are just fucking batshit crazy. They're frightening.
There's a lot of schizophrenics that are involved in the conspiracy world. So there's a lot of people with real issues.
Joe, it would be a disservice to your audience to not say that we have to look at what's going on now and understand. I've heard on your show a bunch of stuff about what's going on now, and to not really understand what's going on now, you can't see Bob's story in the correct light after 30 years. And at some point we should just touch upon that. The biggest being that things like the Tic Tac UFO case that came out, I've heard people even on the show say, there's a glitch in the room. That's a data poor perspective. You just don't know yet what's really going on. Commander Fravor, I was able to get the interview with him to talk to him way before it became public. I got that from him. He saw it. Other pilots saw it. This is a big thing that's going on right now.
Antoine.
They have more radar sightings on the East Coast recently.
Batman.
These are not aerodynamic, and these are the people we trust to defend us on 9/11. America protected Los Angeles on 9/11. So we trust them, but they're not trained observers. Radar, individuals see these things, and the big one, just to throw down so we can consider a story a little differently, just more depth to it. The big one is the United States government has admitted that they have been continuously studying the UFO phenomenon. That program was called ATIP, was called OSAP. That's the mother program. George Knapp got that out. They announced to the New York Times about ATIP, but OSAP, these acronyms, OSAP, Advanced Aerospace Weapons Systems Applications Program. Who cares? That was the mother program. So they've admitted we didn't stop studying UFOs in 1969 with Project Blue Book. We don't think it's crazy. We actually want to reverse engineer the technology. That's why on your other show, you said, what's this AAV thing? It's like they're making up another UFO name. Well, hold on. There's a reason. Because in the documents, the DIA documents that George Knapp released, that everybody said was fake till now they know is real, they call them AAVs, which is Advanced Aerospace Vehicles. People are getting the acronyms wrong. So the reason for the terminology change is so that we can mimic what we're reading in the DIA documents. People can look for that now. So they changed the names to get people away from UFO or UAP, even like Hillary Clinton said on air, right? So
What are you talking about?
Hillary Clinton informed the public on Jimmy Kimmel, oh, Jimmy, we don't call them UFOs anymore. We call them UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena. Right, so she kind of was giving. The Clintons are very into the UFO topic. Senator Reid, he's done a lot for the subject, the study of it, right? So she informed the public so they could look for the right term. So these terms are important because the DIA in those documents, they've been calling them AAVs for quite some time.
They changed the name to anomalous.
No, that's kind of a misnomer.
No.
So they always mess around with things, but it's actually advanced.
Right, but when they're
Aerospace.
Describing it in the news, they were calling it anomalous aerospace vehicle.
Totally, and that's cool. They were also saying anomalous aerospace threats, AAT, right? Because they want the sense of a threat. So if people don't know this now and they think this stuff is just fantasy, this is part of it, that we're studying it, that we take it seriously, we're spending money on it, and that we're getting great data from visual pilots to radar. That's why we know it's aerospace. They dropped from 80,000 feet. But guess what? That's the top scope of the Spy-1 radar. It's 80,000 feet. So the radar system they were using, it was coming from above that. So my point is this. If you don't understand that this is happening, you're just behind the curve because you don't have the information because of the stigma that you're talking about. I saw you get totally upset with UFO talk. I met you first when you were totally upset with UFO talk. It's the people. When you're doing your... I'm sorry, man. When you're doing your show, the Joe Rogan Questions Everything, I could see how frustrating it is. Trust me, I have been frustrated to hell. Luckily, my mentor is George Knapp, and he's taught me the pitfalls as I went through it. My whole point in this rant right here is just that we have to now look at Bob's story, but knowing the facts, not someone saying it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a glitch. They're not. And so if you don't know that, you just don't have the information yet.
Not just that, knowing the facts as we know them in 2019, not in 19.
Absolutely. Right. And so what has he said that has come true? He's totally unimpressed with it. Right? What has he said that's come true? So I was like, Bob, they've announced gravity is a wave. You were right, man. You're vindicated. And he looks at me, he's like, well, think about it, Jeremy. I had like a 50-50 chance. He was not very impressed. Right?
When did they announce gravity is a wave?
So they detected, in a sense, gravity waves. Now,
Who is that?
You might know more. There's two black holes that were colliding, and that's how they were able to detect.
Yeah, somebody built, I don't know which group it was or what part of the government.
That's what Google's for.
Yeah.
What it?
But they, built a gigantic gravity wave detector, pretty much detected.
That there are such things as gravity waves.
First observation of gravitational waves, it says it was in 2016. Okay, the first observation of gravitational waves was made on 14th of September 2015. It was announced by the LIGO and Virgo collaborators on 11th of February 2016. Previously, gravitational waves had only been inferred indirectly via their effect on the timing of pulsars in binary star systems. Dum, dum, dum. The wave connected by both LIGO observatories, master predictions of general relativity for a gravitational wave emanating from the inward spiral and merger of a pair of black holes around 36 and 29 solar masses and the subsequent ring down of the single resulting black hole.
Well,
Whoa.
He was
in the 80s, the predominant theory was gravity is produced by gravitons. Theoretical particles, but they're not. They're waves. They're not particles. And that's
so the thought is that the way we experience gravity is based on mass, which is why the moon, which is roughly 1/4 the size of the Earth, has 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So there's some sort of computation you can make based on mass.
right. And remember, we can observe the effects of gravity, but we have no idea what it is. All we can do is observe it, and we can't make it. The only way you can make gravity is just put more mass together, and
So-
it's just a product of gravity. But if
Wasn't
you can
to-
if you have a machine that makes gravity, you can pretty much do anything. You can affect time, you can have force fields, all that stuff that's in science fiction becomes reality if you have a machine that can make gravity. And what we worked on in the desert was a machine that makes gravity.
I love your analogy of dropping off a small nuclear reactor to the Victorian era. I love that analogy because back then that was impossible. That was magic. What you're talking about here, the fact that they just discovered this 4 years ago, that this is a wave. But we're, as much as we know and as impressed as we are, as we should be, with how much more technologically advanced we are than every other creature on this planet, we're still, in many ways, in the adolescence of technological innovation.
Absolutely. If even adolescence.
And when you're talking about this binary star system, Zeta Reticuli, and who knows how much longer these things have been around than us, who knows what their evolutionary cycle's been, who knows what, we might be talking about something that's a million years more.
Yeah, it could easily be. Now, believe it or not, I'm not into UFOs. I don't follow stories or,
Even after your experiences?
No, I'm fascinated with the technology, and it really irks me like every night I go to sleep that, that it was my own doing, essentially, that prevented me from continuing on in the project. I mean, it's to be on that cutting edge of technology is so alluring to me.
Right.
But, by the same token, I don't really care that there's aliens or where they come from. I mean, the prize is the technology, and that's what I'm fascinated by. But so I don't listen to UFO stories and that sort of thing. But George Knapp is, he's the guy that has the contacts and tries to thread everything together. And what he recently told me is he found, I don't know if it was either documentation or people that he spoke to, it said the existence of this project, the project that I was on, it's something that they seem to take out every 8 or 10 years.
So that's a very specific memo, and this is actually, this is the first time I'll be very clear with people about it. It's a big topic of conversation right now. It's called the Wilson Memo. You can look it up. Admiral Wilson met with a scientist who's actually was featured in one of my films. Everybody has been debating whether or not this document of a conversation
What the
with the
fuck?
sitting admiral at the time is a real document. It's an actual conversation that happened, and this document is real. Everybody wants to know. The world's going crazy right now in the UFO world.
Come on.
Straight up right now, I'm in the position to know, and it is a real document, that it is real. So the conversation you read in that conversation was had. I can't attest to every...
You're not being very clear.
Sure. No problem. So there was a document that is circulating right now that is really big. It's going around everywhere. People are asking,
What is this document?
It's called the Wilson Memo, is how you can find it online. Or the Wilson Leak.
There it is. Jim's got it. The Wilson Memorandum. Use of human volunteers.
No, that's not it. Yeah. So,
That's crazy. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh damn! I didn't do my fucking takeover, bro. Some bullshit, bro. Come on. Yo, oh my god, you don't get time to do shit. Might as well just like fucking 1-2 drive, bro. Yo, this is some fucking. How the fuck is that a slightly early? I gotta get the fuck out this game already, bro. That was good, you know. I mean, I guess. Welcome to my world. Sunlight. There's no way, bruh. get mad now, bruh. Oh shit. Don't get mad now, bruh. I'm trying. I'm laying back on my chair right now, bruh. I'm literally laying down on my chair, like back in the Maybach. You heard? Back. If you make this, you won. If you make this, you won. You ain't got that in you. You got good defense, but you're not playing defense. You ain't no goddamn lock, man. I'm a lock. This nigga sound crazy. This nigga said I'm a lock. Take over. Dream on, bro. They call me the lock pick. It's too easy sometimes, bro. Too fucking easy. This nigga has a whole dad with kids and a wife in the background. Like, it's quiet for you, my boy. Attend to your baby, man. Not bad, bro. I thought I had to lock in. You need a better jump shot than that, man.